good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Underhood Show, presented by Mel Helm Ford. My name's Phil Nightingale. Morning, Josh.
Good morning.
You know what? If you know this or not, but it's November.
It is absolutely crazy to think that it is November 1st.
It's November 1st.
But here we are.
Here we are. Then the next thing.
Okay.
Daylight savings. I thought we stopped that junk. God, now we got to go back. I know I get an extra hour tomorrow. I get it.
Yeah. Good.
But
I'll give up the hour
in a heartbeat.
Here's what I'll tell you is nothing we can do about it. I'm not going to change it.
You're right.
Let's power through it. Let's get to the other side of this deal.
Yeah.
Let's get to
when's it switch back again? March?
We'll get to March, get to spring, and it is what it is. The other day I was thinking too, and this could be a topic too, but if you lived in a climate, Hawaii or something like that, where it was the same all the time, would that get, I don't know. I would think that would get dull too, right?
I don't know. I'd like to try it for a while.
There's gotta be, there is something to the seasons, right?
All right, let's take a poll. Who likes the daylight savings?
No. You're moving this all around on me. I didn't say anything about daylight savings.
Okay, so let's
the seasons.
Yeah,
maybe. Or daylight savings. I don't care which. But yeah, this has absolutely nothing to do with automotive.
I know it does.
However, I can relate it back to automotive in, the different needs and maintenance and things like that because of the different seasons. And, when we can even relate it back to recalls and how they'll have regional recalls based on climate and stuff like that would be another thing. But anyways, we ain't even talked about the show or what we're doing or anything like that. We just dove right in.
Still pissed off about daylight savings. That's all. And winter coming. That amounts to. Well, I hope everybody had a fun trick-or-treaters. I will tell you, my house, I used to have it packed.
Uh-huh.
I had about a third of the people through last
Really?
year. I don't know what it's about.
Yeah.
So from that part. So I hope everybody had a good Halloween, but it's November 1st. Let's kick this show off. Hey, it's a call-in show, 316-462-3673. Anything ailing your car, tires, brakes, batteries, anything automobile world. Josh, we still don't know how much that value.
Hold on.
Oh, Josh.
This just in.
This just in. Okay, so
we're going to mail you out the package. It's going to consist of the works, which is an oil change and tire rotation. We use Motorcraft oil and filter products here at Mel Hamilton Ford. While we're going to do that, we're also going to complete the multi-point inspection, checking over the brakes, tires, steering, suspension, all the safety-related components on that vehicle, making sure that it's ready to go for that next 5,000 miles of driving. You'll get yourself $10 to Mel's Diner, so you can get yourself something to eat and drink while you're here with us at the Big Corner. Complete nitrogen for your tires, so you get all the great benefits that nitrogen has to offer. And then BG Products Package, which consists of a can of MOA or motor oil additive for your engine oil, and then 44K for your fuel system. Again, just getting that vehicle geared up and ready to go for that next 5,000 miles of driving. That package.
Okay.
Drum roll, please. If you were to come in and purchase it with us, it would be just under $205. That's out of your pocket expense of what that would $205. $205.
And that including tax?
That's including tax. That's the only thing it doesn't do is put a value on that multi-point inspection, which we talk about all the time anyways. But
$205
out of your pocket.
Just for our call.
Yep.
We've been saying 130 too long, Josh.
So you're welcome.
Yeah. Yeah.
it's been coming for a day or two.
It has been a little day or two. So Delbert's online. Jared Shivers is online too,
oh, Josh. Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's
all right, Jared.
Must be bored out there in Tipton.
Yeah. Well, so call in, and would you rather be in a climate that it's the same all year long? Huh? Come on. What do you got?
Yes.
Really?
I hate winter. I hate being cold.
All right.
You
don't think you'd get old of that?
Nope.
Wake up and sunny and 70 every day.
And I can't go racing in
well, that's true too. Yeah.
Just I hate it. I shouldn't say hate. I just like it.
I'd
much rather sunny and 70 would be perfect.
Yeah.
No, I'm going to say not even 70. I'm going to say 75.
I almost if Jared's listening, I just about called him yesterday. I dropped a forklift off in front of his service door with a flat tire, a couple weeks ago, just overnight. I wondered if he had got that fixed yet. I was gonna
probably hadn't started you looking at it.
See where he was
nothing
at
else to do.
Oh, good
That's too
gosh.
funny.
Yeah.
So, hey, let's get the phones ringing to 316-462-3673. Anything ailing your car, tires, brakes, battery, automobile world. And now it's a package valued at $205.
$205.
$205. So
the one of the things that we did bring up or mention is regional, or how much climate affects the wear of a vehicle. One of the things that I always think of, my brother lives kind of up by Chicago, and just visiting with him over vehicle issues and things like that, I could not imagine being in a northern state, like how much rust that they have to deal with on components. Anytime they go to replace something, every time I go up and visit, you just don't really see many older vehicles around up there, just because the salt just eats them up. And then I think of from a technician standpoint, of every bolt you go to take off or remove of it breaking, and they've got to be probably a lot more well versed and experienced in removing broken bolts, I would surely think, up there.
Use a lot of BG Inforce.
Inforce, and the a torch to heat them out and stuff like that. There's nothing I don't want to. There's you see the meme out there everywhere that this 3/10 job is one broken bolt away from being an all-day affair or something like that. And been there, done that a lot for sure. When it comes to breaking a broken bolt or something along those lines, for sure.
Yep. I can tell you some stories about some of that too. Okay, Mr. Shivers he isn't good enough to call in. He just a text.
See if he got my.
Maybe tomorrow on the forklift. That's what I thought. Loading wheat. What the hell's he loading wheat? I thought wheat was harvested in July.
Well, I'm guessing they're transporting it or moving it. They're selling it. Maybe commodities are a little better. Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? Anyway, hey, Josh, it's been a crazy week back here in the shop.
Yes.
Anything new popped up that we could?
This week definitely been very busy. And then as we get into this time of year, obviously going into winter, darker months, things like that, when it comes to looking over the vehicles, oil changes, or when we're servicing them, some of the things that we're a little more focused on are tires. Obviously battery is another huge one. And I think of somebody driving down the road and driving into one of these quick oil change places and just not getting that multi-point inspection, or the value of that multi-point inspection and what that has to offer. And be able to check over a battery and what that would save you down the road. This week I had an instance with a gentleman, or got to visit with a gentleman. He brought his vehicle in and we did some electrical diagnostics on it, and happened to be working with the technician that was doing it. And one of the things that was going on with it, like the battery was okay, but it was about 60% capacity. And the battery itself, it was in about a 5-year-old vehicle. And so the battery was 5 years old, but the second half of that battery is going to go fast. Yeah, going to go extremely fast. And, trying to explain that to the customer of, hey, this is the state of the battery here, and we just want to let you know that it's probably a good time to replace it now. And to be able to prevent them from having a breakdown, or that, because if you were to just let that go, exactly when it's going to happen. It's going to happen at the most opportune time and the most opportune place, and you're gonna have another battery available for it right then and there. No, that's not how it's going to go. It's going to be, we're late for somewhere, we need to get somewhere, it's dark, everything's closed, and then the battery goes out on the vehicle. And so again, just going back to that multi-point inspection, the value of checking that vehicle over.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm going to talk about batteries because, in the race car, we have a lot of different options of batteries in there too. And we were running a lithium battery, and it cost us a race. It went flat on us. But anyway, Nick and I have went back, and I love our testers we have today. Back in my day with testing batteries, You only test a battery when it wouldn't start.
Yeah.
That's all because you have a tester. We had a load machine, which was basically a carbon pile. You'd hook it up and put a load on that battery, see if it would hold it or not. Well, we didn't realize what we were doing there, how much damage we was doing to that battery, because we were really hurting that battery by doing that. Now you got these testers, you just hook it on there, and it actually gives you those cold cranking apps of telling you where you're at. Like you said, you found that battery's 5 years old, 60%. Yeah, I'd replace that thing too, knowing this, because it's going to go. The battery holds itself pretty good all the time, but the battery's designed to be fully charged all the time too. It's not designed to go completely dead and then back up. Now they make the deep cycle batteries that are designed to do that.
Yeah.
But your car batteries are not designed to go dead and go back up. When you let one go dead, it hurts that battery really bad. But anyway, so we started testing batteries with the load machine, the race batteries, Motorcraft batteries, all that kind of stuff, and seeing what was the best, what would hold the most cold cranking amps. Well, in the late model, we can run a 16 volt. So Motorcraft doesn't make that deal there. So we ended up with a XEXS battery putting in the late model, but in the modified, we can only run a 12 volt. Do you know, out of all the race batteries that are out there, out of every battery we tested, guess what was the best battery to put in that modified?
Motorcraft.
And that's what's in that car. So it's been in the car for 3 years. And again, I get a little leery of that battery now. We've been bit a couple times, but it's so nice to be able to take that checker and hook on there and know what you got. And I'd hate to guess at how many times that tester and batteries we've tested over the years that saved people from having a no start.
Yeah, would definitely agree with that. And I think a lot of people, everybody associates batteries in size by cold or cranking amps or cold cranking amps. And there's even two different, even in cranking amps and cold cranking amps, there's two different numbers. But then in addition to that, reserve capacity is something that I think a lot of people don't understand or know about. And that's a rating on a battery too, is how long can it hold that, state of charge at a specific load draw? And so, Motorcraft in an overall general statement typically has a higher reserve capacity than a lot of the competitors out there for sure. And all the batteries that we see come in on the service drive, I'm going to tell you, you get what you pay for. I can't tell you how many batteries that I've seen that we test that the battery might be the right size, might be the right cold cranking amp rating and stuff like that, but there's a difference in the quality of the battery. And I've seen so many different cheaper batteries, like cable corrosion from the battery leaking around the post. And, years ago, you could easily replace a terminal on a battery end or a battery cable, right? Well, now they're integrated into fuse blocks and everything else. And I mean, you could get easily a couple $100 wrapped up into a freaking battery cable that's been corroded out, and the corrosion's traveled down through the wires of the cable. It's one thing I should take a couple pictures of battery corrosion.
That's a good idea.
It'd be easy to do.
BG makes the battery terminal service kit, where you go in and you basically clean it all up and everything else like that, but they put a pad underneath the battery and the cable and that helps slow down that emitting that acid coming up out of that battery. But that is really the crucial part of that battery, is that connection. Getting that corrosion built in there builds a resistance, rebuilds heat, and where you lose a lot of your cold cranking amps. And remember, when your car uses the most of the batteries when it's starting, I know there's all these things running on your car and everything else, you're probably most of the time pulling 50, 60 amps, I would say, running down the highway, pulling all the stuff.
Well, let's talk about starting it though.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's starting. You're going to pull, depending on the motor, anywhere from 200 to 500 if it's a big old diesel or whatever too, but 200 amps. So that's where the battery is crucial. So that connection where that goes on there is very crucial, and keeping it clean and keeping it to where that doesn't build that corrosion. But like you said, Josh, think about a diesel truck and having to replace a cable on that thing. There's where they go and where they drop down to that fuse block and everything else to do that. Very expensive. Repair.
Well, and then we talk about the vehicles today it's so crucial on voltage and stability of voltage. And now we have the auto stop and start and things like that. I mean, the number of electrical modules on these things, I was looking at a vehicle the other day, and there was, I think, 72 different modules on it.
Yeah.
And it's just, my mind is just blown away by that. But the voltage is so imperative to those being able to do their job, to communicate like they need to communicate. We fought a vehicle that was having some issues, specifically with auto start stop, and that's what it came down to. It was the state of the battery. It was okay, it was decent, but it wasn't
holding enough charge.
The reserve capacity of it wasn't good enough for it to engage that auto start stop like it needed to for that customer. And so the intelligence behind some of these vehicles, and then also, the engineering behind it is very interesting sometimes to be able to figure out.
Tanner wants to know what batteries in the airplane.
A good one.
There's several in there.
Yeah.
There's probably a backup in there too. All right, 316-462-3673. Hey, let's get the phones ringing. We're still haven't got nobody to say, what's your favorite season? Or do you like these changings of the seasons that I don't? Or you just want a straight 70, sunny and 70 every day?
That's the state of mind.
I get it.
Yeah, that's a state of mind.
So if I'm calling into the show, I'm telling you, I hate winter. I hate being cold. Can't go racing, and it's miserable outside.
You like snow skiing?
I used to. Yeah, it's fun. But I would always go in March when it wasn't freezing cold.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You
go almost skiing without a jacket.
So then you're really kind of ice skiing. You weren't really snow skiing or slush. Yeah. I mean, I think of that. If it was sunny and 70 all the time, you wouldn't get to experience something like that, right?
I get it.
Christmas,
I guess it's just because the winter's coming. What I'm not.
Well, maybe so. Christmas, like on Christmas, you want it to snow, right?
No, not really.
No.
Yeah. So
you're a Santa hater.
No, I'm not either.
You don't want him. You don't want him getting around anywhere, do you?
No, there's places that don't have snow.
Yeah, he carries some with him.
Carry some with him. You're too funny. 316-462-3673. Tell us your favorite season. How about that, Josh? What's your favorite season? Mine's summertime.
I like it.
My mom used to always tell me spring and fall. That was her. She hated to be hot. She hated to be cold, but spring and fall was perfect. So what's your favorite season? 316-462-3673. But you can't just give us that and get the $205 package. You need to have some kind of comment or something going on in the automobile world too.
Very good.
So anyway, so you're still stuck on your forklift tire, huh?
No, I think I've given up.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think he's going to call in and talk about it either. So
we used to have somebody else kind of like that too. Remember?
Yeah. So I talked to him this morning. I'm surprised he didn't. He had a vehicle that wouldn't start.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
What's going on there?
That's something we could talk about, is the starter deal.
Okay.
With a red Chevy pickup.
Somebody trying to be a mechanic. Is that what you're trying to remember?
Yes.
That's what you're trying to talk about.
So and it still blows me away that he even went and did it, but had an issue with the truck, calls me up, says, hey, I don't think it'll start. So I was like, okay, well, check this, and this, and give him a couple of different things. And I was like,
the truck wouldn't start.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't. Yeah, wouldn't crank, wouldn't do nothing. He'd go in, hit the key on it, and wouldn't do anything. So we went through, kind of checked a couple things. He didn't really have the tools that we needed to do the job anyways. And I was like, well, if I just had to guess, or my best guess on this thing is it needs a starter, but we really need to get it in here and take a look at it. Well, I think I could put a starter on it. So he says, okay, I'm going to do it. So I looked up the labor time on it and told him what it was. I think it was 1.2 hours is what it was going to take to do this deal. And, we were getting text through the duration of doing this, and I'm pretty sure it was 3 days later that we heard from him. So I think I was fibbing a little.
He's fibbing a little on the time
on how long it took him. But even he admitted it was, multiple hours to get this deal done. And the whole time I'm sitting here thinking, like,
why are you putting yourself?
Why is it worth the headache? And then I was waiting for, and I'm still not convinced that it's not coming yet, of, hey, my truck won't start, because there was we never really, and I don't know.
You got to know who we're.
Yeah.
If you knew the whole story, the background of this gentleman, it'd make it a little more. If I were laughing, it'd be more funny what's happening there too. But I am still seriously. Is why go through all that when we could have brought it in here, had it fixed in a third of the time, everything else, and went down. And I get maybe I'm sure it wasn't he wanted to challenge, but maybe it was that he wanted to challenge. I don't know.
I think he just liked tinkering. I do. And the fact that he was just in here bragging up the truck about how he had never had any issues with it and everything was okay. And I think that was a little bit of it too. He says, "Well, now I gotta fix this myself."
Yeah, what he didn't want to hear is all the razzing he was going to get when that thing rolled in here on the hook. So it really probably was.
But
that part,
where I was headed with that is the days on some of this newer stuff, the days of that working out of your garage or trying to diagnose something or figure something out is just becoming less and less even possible. We got the opportunity. I don't mind, weeks are kind of running together, but we went to, I think it was this week. Kelly and I went to Valley Center and talked to all the different classes up there and, showed them the tech. We took a Super Duty and an Expedition up there and showed them all the technology and stuff like that. And there was we talked to probably 100 kids that day, and going through there, and how many of the kids that joined the class to have kind of a basic understanding of the automotive side of things. But one of the gentlemen that we were even talking to, he made mention of the fact that, until I really got into this, I didn't really understand how advanced these vehicles are getting, and the fact that you can't do this at home in your garage. You can't do it without the tools and equipment and the workshop manuals and all the information to properly fix these things. And, we talk about it on here all the time that so many of these vehicles get repaired from an update or from going through and, recalibrating stuff or,
all these stupid recalls we got running around.
Yeah.
Most of them are just simply a flash update is all they are. So it's just like back in my day, we were getting greasy and grimy and dirty, which we still are, but not as bad as we were. But now these guys, my favorite comment is when I walked in a shop back in my day, if you had your shop manual out, you had no clue what you were doing. Today, if you don't have a laptop out, you don't know what you're doing. Or there's no way you're going to fix a car without a laptop today. Because even if you got to put, oh no, we got a caller on the line. Here we go.
I may want to pre-screen this.
Well, you got the button there to shut it off real quick.
I'm not just going to put him live on the
air. We got Jared Shivers coming online here.
Hey, Jared, good morning.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, before we talk about anything, what are you doing moving wheat?
Oh, selling wheat to another guy so he can drill it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. So, anyways, how's the forklift coming?
Oh, man, it's looking like maybe for sure this week.
Just to fix a tire?
Yeah, maybe. If things go right.
Okay, so
what you mean if you get up and go to work? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that would probably up my productivity a little.
That's certainly going to help it, isn't it? Okay.
Not a lot.
So the topic was...
Now, first of all, everybody that's listening needs to know why, which is so funny with Jared. Because back, when was it? What year was that we worked all three of us together in Hutch? Would that have been, 90? No?
I think it was 74.
That's what it feels like. Yeah, I'm going to say 96 to 2000. And when did you, 7? When did you leave?
I worked there from 97 to 2008.
Yeah.
Really? 8? Because I left there. I left there in 8.
It was close.
Yeah. For sure it was 2008.
So most days it was who could stack the most what on top of each other is what it only was. Is that a fair assumption there, Shivers?
I didn't catch that. What was all that?
Yeah, I'm sure you didn't.
I didn't.
He said most days it was just to see who could stack the most crap on the other person.
Yeah, I for sure. Yeah, fixing vehicles was way second on the list.
Okay, so
But it was a Chevy shop. There was hardly any vehicles broke down.
oh,
Oh, nice try. Nice try. I will say, when I rolled in that first day in '93, that statement you made was exactly correct. Because I got there that morning, the first morning in well, godly, that was it was November 1st too, '93.
oh, really?
Yes, when I walked into that shop, and at noon we still had no cars to work on. So I sent everybody home, Jared. So you have a correct statement from there.
Yeah. So then you started saying, we'll work on any make and model to get some stuff in there.
Oh,
They all break, dude. That's just what you got to. Sooner or later, you'll get it.
And by the way, I can say anything I want on this phone call because I declined your giveaway. I don't need more money. I'll never spend what I got.
you got too much of it.
Yeah. What am I going to do with more? But no, the weather has to change, or you don't appreciate the really nice days if there's no bad.
Oh,
Man, that's about the smartest thing I heard you say.
holy
Shivers.
crap! I was not
It's like
expecting that.
It's like customers. The really good ones make you appreciate them.
Yeah.
Well,
Dang, did you fall and hit your head or something?
Yeah. Well, I'm high up here. The altitude might be getting to me a little.
so how about just in your opinion, the complexity of this new stuff over the years, and a guy trying to fix something at home in his garage
Or in my shop.
or a nice shop?
No, I don't keep up on it very good, and it's running away from me. I know that.
Yeah, for sure. It's definitely the guy that's at home trying to figure some of this stuff out, and the internet has certainly made people think that they know what they're doing. I think is probably a good statement.
YouTube,
of that
YouTube University.
the instruction
YouTube University.
instructional
That's
videos.
pretty good.
That's it until it isn't, right?
Yeah, that way. A lot of times there's a video that'll get you tore apart.
Yeah, that's it's
It's easy to tear something apart, isn't it?
You can, there's normally enough information where you can tear something apart so that it's absolutely not roadworthy anymore, and then you need help.
We used to have that saying: drive them in, push them out.
Yeah, right. Or just call a salvage yard.
Okay, we talked about this the other day, but funniest shop moment ever.
Did it have to be in the shop?
Yeah, had to be in the shop.
I got mine.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Mine was on a test drive when we were looking for that rattle, and you were in the
Oh,
Okay, what do we got here?
we were
yeah.
we were at that stoplight by Countryside Lanes, and that guy pulled up behind us, so I popped the trunk at that stoplight. And you got out and waved at him and then got back in the trunk.
Oh, you were in the trunk?
We were fighting a rattle on something. So, and then, what's yours?
Well, I was up at Bennett Pontiac with Tech, and Gary Syme was right beside me. There was 4 of us techs in that shop. So is not what the size of that shop was. And we had Dick on the other side, who was it was Mazda. So we had, Mazda. And then we had Earl over there on the other side. It was us 4. Well, anyway, Gary pulled in one of those 5.7 diesels that wouldn't start. And naturally, that injection pump had went out, but it had just doused the motor full of diesel fuel. So you got that new pump on there, and he fired that thing up, and he's under the hood and just rapping on it, getting it going, and it's blowing so much smoke out the back. And I'm over there laughing. Gary's under the hood laughing too, just revving it, and the smoke's just pushing out, and it just fills that whole shop full of smoke. You can't see nothing. Tony the serviceman comes out raising hell with us and everything else like that. The smoke clears, and there's old Earl. He's just standing over there looking at us. He didn't move, didn't get out of the way, just stood there the whole time. Is that whole? I'm telling you, could not see in that shop. And all of a sudden, the smoke cleared, and there stood Earl. Me and Gary were rolling.
So out of shop, we're test driving something. I think it was a Bonneville, and why I remember that, I don't know. But going down 56th Street, he's driving, I'm riding in the passenger seat, and we're doing 60. We're doing probably 60 mile an hour down the street, and he blows by. Or maybe I was driving. I don't know. We blow by this. There's like litter on the ground, and he goes, "That was a nudie magazine." So I was like, no, there is no way. So I go up and I take a U-turn and I go back, and sure enough, right there,
Jared spotted it.
yeah,
Huh?
at 60 mile an hour, drives by this thing. I never forget that. So, anyways.
Well, we probably just stuffed it under the seat of the customer's car.
No, I don't think that's what happened.
I suppose in the shop would be you blowing up the ATF or the transmission flush machine.
That's where I was headed when I started this deal. But
yeah, you
I forgot about that.
And then Phil was standing there. I suppose he was on his way to break somewhere, and he had to go home and change shirts because the ATF was everywhere.
Was dripping everywhere.
Okay, well, I got this is for you guys come along because there at La Greca's there was a storage building right connected to the shop, and I was out of bays and stuff, so I cleaned that old bay out, put a lift in there, and put in one of those oil tanks in there because I was going to put a tech in there, just do oil changes, what I was going to do. And they brought in the tank of oil, and it's got the big old 1/2-inch pipe coming up out of the top of it, and you put the meter on it, so you put your bucket underneath there and you press the lever on the top of it to get your oil to put in the car. And so the tech had just finished putting the tank in, and he was headed out to the truck to get the meter to screw on there. And my tech that I was going to put in that bay is standing there, and he looks at that button right there and he goes, "What's this?" And he hits that button, and about that time, that 1/2 inch at 125 pounds of pressure oil hits me right in the chest. It filled my shoes full of oil. Yeah. "What's this?" Boosh. Couldn't believe it. I was in awe. So yeah, threw plastic all in my truck, headed home, changed clothes, took a shower, but yeah, filled my shoes full of oil. So just imagine how much oil is all over the place when that went down. And he stayed on that thing for a little bit. I mean, it's like I froze too. I couldn't move,
In shock that it happened.
So you've had to change clothes a lot, but it was never because of work you were doing.
Oh, really?
I'm going to hang up.
All right. Have a good day. Bye.
Yep.
I will say that, and talking with those students too, just about the automotive industry in general and stuff like that is, there's a lot of headaches in this industry, but also there's a lot of things that make it really fun.
Okay, Kelly Hamilton says something about pumping some brakes on a Corvette.
We'll have to read through
Kelly,
that.
you might need to call in on that one, give us more detail on that one. Hey, we got another call.
Let's go to the phones and talk to Delbert. Delbert, sorry about the wait there. How are you this morning,
Delbert?
I won't worry about the wait. I'll sit there and wait for you guys. Hey, just wanted to thank you for all the help you gave me this week, Josh. I know Phil may or may not be aware of what's going on, but you're welcome to fill him in.
No, I'm not.
No update today.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I figured them on a Saturday. There's probably nobody around there at this point, but he was having some issues with his daughter's Bronco Sport, and they were looking at it at a shop down in Oklahoma down there. So.
Gotcha.
Yeah, only because we didn't want to take a chance trying to get it all the way up there. So.
Oh yeah, get that too. So we get it all fixed up.
In the process of.
Oh, it's in the process.
Yeah.
It's about. I think, I don't know if Josh looked it up, but from what I understand, it's about an 11 to 12 hour flag hour. So it's a process.
Very much so.
So what happened
something I could have done, and I've seen how it gets done, but this fortunately will be covered under warranty, even though she's got over 40,000 on it. Josh probably knows the more closer to the mileage than I do, but
Yeah, I think they're probably going to end up putting a turbo on, is what it sounded
Turbo.
like. So, yeah.
yeah, I think so. I think it's leaking around that those ports somewhere, cracked. But common issue when they do go, but it's not really a common issue. So if they go, that's kind of what happens to them. But if they don't go, they'll last for a while. So
How many miles you got on yours now?
unfortunately, they didn't make those 2Ps. If they'd have made those 2Ps, you wouldn't have had to change the turbo, because I'm pretty sure the turbo is probably fine. It
Yep.
might have some corrosion in it, but it might go eventually, and that's probably why they'd replace it anyway.
I was talking with somebody about that the other day, not this vehicle specifically, but just from an engineering standpoint of, why they do something. Oh, I do remember, it was a dash pad on that pickup, the F450 back there. Yeah. And what it takes to, so had a pad that was peeling on a dash back there, and the part is a serviceable part. So just the leathered part or the upholstered part of the dash, but you have to pull the complete dash in order to get that pad off there. And to me, it's like, okay, man, as a manufacturer, like, why would you not kind of think of that or design it that way? But the number of them that are out there versus the number of them that have an issue and have to be tore apart to that point is probably not even worth the thought process, for sure. But
well, and they're actually trying to make it easier for them to build the product. So whatever it is, you got to have that happy medium, if you will.
Sure. Yeah, understand that completely.
I understand it. We don't like it when we're the one that has to pay for that kind of stuff, but
or when you look at what it takes to repair something, but even in that example there, to change a dash pad, you wouldn't think. I mean, we're talking 8, 9, 10 hours of labor in order to be able to do that, and like the normal consumer is just not going to be able to do that. Or if they tackled it, the odds of
usually takes 2 guys to pull that out anyway.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, the odds of somebody being able at an amateur level be able to get that thing back together without it creating rattles and squeaks and all the bolts back in all the right spots, all and stuff like that, like
all electrical stuff, everything. Yeah.
The thought of that
just for those that ever have issues, not just with turbos or dash pads, but when a service advisor comes back and says it's going to be thousands of dollars, and you're going to go, why is it so expensive? Well, it takes so long to tear these things apart and put them back together. So, and it's just, you just happen to get the bad apple, if you will. That takes that long.
Well, and I will tell you, from a reliability standpoint, I mean, these cars are more reliable now than they ever have been, right? But then also, if they do break, it's way more complicated to fix, and that's why, like even in your particular situation where you guys are out now, granted you're still in powertrain warranty, but you also have an extended warranty to protect yourself, outside of that, because this very easily could have been something that could have held on for another, 5,000-10,000 more miles, and then at that point it would have been
that powertrain warranty. Yeah, exactly.
And at that,
and you're out just out of money. But the other thing about these newer vehicles, they may hold out longer. However, they're not going to be, with all the plastics and everything in there. There's no way 30 years from now you're going to be able to rebuild one of these things. You're not going to get parts. You're not, you know what I mean? You're not going to be able to go to a salvage yard and get a metal hose, because now they're all plastic and they're all brittle and breaking. So, that's the downside to these. You're not going to see them around after 20 years or so. They're going to just disappear.
Yep.
We all like our vehicles. So I think on that standpoint, I wish they'd kind of build them where you could actually have a chance in 30 years to rebuild something without having to put a completely new motor with all different parts on it and not even be able to go back to factory.
Well, and I don't know too, so you take like a 1950 something now, the odds of restoring that are plausible. So now you take something that's 75 years from now. So you take a brand new something, whatever it is now, and in 75 years, are you going to be able to restore that thing and get it to new showroom condition? And the
it
thought of
doesn't
that,
matter which manufacturer we're talking about.
Yeah.
They're all doing the same thing, so it's not like one manufacturer you're going to be able to rebuild and one you're not.
yeah,
They're all going to be in the same boat, just not going to be able to do it. It's just not plausible at all to do that kind of stuff. So that's the downside to having these new vehicles. I love new vehicles. Don't get me wrong. I've had plenty in my time so far. So.
Well, I would say too, I get both your points, but if I'm a manufacturer,
well,
I'm going to be building as many cars I can build to make sure they run a decent amount of time for they break.
Yeah,
So
you get another one. Yeah, no, and I would agree with that too. And I don't. But by the time we get 75 years from now, there might be able to. But I think of how much stuff we're fixing with software updates and programming and stuff like that, and like to have that those.
Let's not forget about the 3D printing stuff. You could 3D print stuff. And the plastics for that are going to get even better and better as time goes on. So, I mean, I guess it could be possible, but
okay.
Honestly, I don't know. It'd be kind of hard to put a plastic hose that has all these curves and everything in it in a one piece like they do now, because they're molding those together.
I mean, you talk about 3D printing in futuristic dealership. Is it plausible that hey, I need this grill? And you print it.
Point. I know you're going with that. Good
and
point.
Install it on the vehicle.
I mean, I'm sitting here thinking all kinds of things about that.
That's crazy.
I've never seen a 3D printer work. Have you?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah.
I need to
on a small scale, but it is absolutely amazing what they can do. Now, obviously, the more money you spend, the more quality you get. The finishes on them and stuff like that. But yeah,
it's going to be like how things evolved with everything else. I mean, you start off with how expensive things, how big a cell phone was when we first got the bricks.
The other day I was talking to somebody. I was like, man, I'd take a StarTAC phone right now. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Just to give me an old StarTAC flip phone.
That was the best phone ever, wasn't it?
That you could call somebody and complete the call.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it was best phones ever.
So,
but again, but now think about if you went back to that.
And that was the person I was talking to. They said, yeah, that sounds all great in theory until you went to go. You had to look something up on Google or text something, or and it would take about 2.2 seconds, and you'd be done with that and want to go back the other way. So
yeah, we talked about last week AI. I can't wait to see what AI does with us here in the next. God, leave.
I mean, it's already on the FMC dealer or the Ford supported documents. They're already digging into that and starting to release some of those features just for us to find information within all of their information, so.
And in my case, the military has come up with a Nipper chat GPT, if you will, but for the military, and it centers around things that the military would need, and it helps with acronyms and things like that. So when you go to ask it to do something and print something out for you, give you some kind of statement, it will actually print it as you're doing it as a military personnel versus just a civilian. And I know that people may not understand there's some kind of difference, but there really can be when it comes to documents and how we write things versus how the civilian community writes things.
So I would,
there's a lot of that going on, and they've been doing that for about 2 years now, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
I use it for every day almost to help me getting better at writing and doing things like that, because I was horrible at writing, just to be honest.
Well, and I would, acronyms in our business is insane.
Everywhere.
In the military, I'm sure it's even worse. But the thing that even bugs me within Ford Motor Company, you can have different acronyms and different departments mean different things, or same acronym in different departments and mean different things. And it's like, it's absolutely crazy on that side of it. And then, we being in the industry and working in the industry, you just get calloused of them. Like, for example, probably the most common one is a TPMS sensor. Well, to a consumer, what the hell's a TPMS sensor? But then we're using those terminologies to help
communicate with them.
And it's like, and then, as a consumer, you don't want to act unintelligent or, act like you don't know, but you just take for granted.
What
being
are
in the
those
industry.
again? I'm just kidding.
Yeah. And so, acronyms are one of the things that drive me nuts for sure.
Me too. Well, anyway, Delbert, big plans this weekend or anything?
I'm one of those people that have to go to work and don't get paid. So, I got to go do some DoorDash to make some money. So, unfortunately, but
Yep.
It is what it is, and I'm glad I can do it. So, last night, I got a little story from last night. I decided to do some DoorDash because of being Friday night and, Halloween and all that. My wife had been sick, so she decided a week ago that she wasn't going to give out candy this year, first time in over 30 some years. So, but, so I get out there and it's 9 o'clock. I'm getting tired. I'm done doing it. So I go to my last run, which is a Mexican restaurant, and I go inside to pick it up, and there's a lady in there getting her food. And she goes, and I just happened to mention, I've been without pay for 31 days, but I'm doing okay, And she just said, well, let me buy you guys dinner. So she bought us dinner, spent $40 on us, and now I got to pay that back. I got to pay it forward.
Pay it forward.
So,
Yep.
Yep. So I was like, I couldn't. I tried to tell her no, but she just wouldn't take no for an answer. So I was like, okay, I'll just let her do it.
Well, very good.
Not cause a scene, just like do that. But so I went back. We got dinner for $40 dinner from the Mexican restaurant, which is a good place, by the way. Ted's Cantina and Grill down here in Oklahoma City. So they're really good food. So if you ever get down here, go check them out. There's at least 3 or 4 locations around town, so you could get one from anywhere.
Yep, been to Ted's. They are very, very good.
Oh yeah, that's good. Yeah, they do have really good food. So, but thank you guys for taking my call. Appreciate it, and thank you, Josh, for all you've done
Sure.
this week. I know you may not think it's a lot, but just caring to me is enough. And you guys are doing awesome. And I always recommend Mel Hambleton Ford. And I tell people all the time that's why I go up there, because they care so much. They take care of their people. Period.
Well, very good.
So, with that said, you guys. Hopefully you got another caller. If not, great. It's been a great show. Thank you so much for taking my call, and we'll talk to you guys really soon.
Have a great weekend, Delbert.
Everything changes 23. Got to get my plug in.
Everything changes 23. There you go. Everybody check out the YouTube channel of Delbert.
All right.
Bye.
Okay, buddy.
Bye.
Well, Josh, it's been a fun show.
Yeah.
Anyway, so anything last closing comments, anything whatsoever?
We are into November. Thanksgiving's right around the corner.
It is.
So
holidays are upon us.
It's crazy. If you got travel plans, make sure that you're ready for those travel plans. Make sure your vehicle is as ready as you are for those travel plans. How about that?
There you go. Everybody have a great weekend. Get ready for daylight savings. That's going to be tonight. Hate it. Going to wake up in the dark, go home in the dark. That's why. I guess that's why I don't like it.
Yeah.
Anyway, everybody have a great weekend. Have fun. Stay safe. And we'll talk to you next Saturday morning at 9 o'clock.